Hi everybody, welcome back to the Tommy Maroon Sports Show, episode number 182 right here in WCTV. We got ourselves a lot of stuff to talk about, so we're going to have to go a little bit fast here. First, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Looking at them, 111.6 points per game, 48.5% field goal percentage, 36.7 3-point percentage, 77.3 free throws have been going in for them, 42 rebounds per game, 24.7 assists per game, 6.9 steals per game, and 4.3 blocks per game for those good old Cleveland Cavaliers. Let's look at the recap, shall we? Cavs versus the Heat. It was a tough loss for Cleveland, 197. Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland had 16 points each. Jarrett Allen and Karis LeVert had 14 points each. Jimmy Butler had 23 points for Miami. Caleb Martin, Bam Adebayo, and Tyler Hero with 18 points each. And the Cavs were up by 11 in the first in what was a very back-and-forth contest between those two teams that are vying for a playoff spot. And then this game right here, Cavs-Grizzlies. Cavs won 128-113. Of course, that wasn't the main story. We'll get to the main story in just a bit. Darius Garland, 32 points, 11 assists. Jarrett Allen, 18 points and 11 rebounds. Evan Mobley, 17 points, 14 rebounds. Desmond Bane, 25 points. John Morant, 24 points, 8 assists, 8 rebounds. And Cavs led for the entire second half. But the main story was Donovan Mitchell and Dillon Brooks' big fight. I don't know where that was in the game. I wasn't paying attention to that at the time. But here it is right there. Midway through the third, both teams get into it. Dillon Brooks hits Donovan Mitchell in a part that is not a good place. As you can tell right here, if we could see that. Let's watch it. Brooks lays it up, misses, goes down, then hits him there. Mitchell in retaliation guns it to Brooks. Brooks was definitely asking for it there. I may be biased as a Cavs fan, but still, to see Donovan Mitchell stick up for himself against one of the dirtiest players out there is a good thing. Of course, both players were ultimately ejected, and that was definitely a very bad move from Dillon Brooks. And Mitchell, honestly, as much as I love Donovan Mitchell, maybe he overreacted, but then again, Dillon Brooks is not really the nicest player out there, I guess. Cavs at the Pacers anyways. Cavs win again, 122-103. Darius Garland, 24 points. Jarrett Allen, 18 points, 13 rebounds. Evan Mobley, 17 points, 10 rebounds. Miles Turner for Indiana, 27 points, 10 rebounds. Tyrese Haliburton, 15 points, 11 assists. Cavs were up by 26 at one point. And Darius Garland, Mr. Garland, hit his 500th career three that night. So that's what happened. Well, folks, remember last week, we did high school girls basketball. This time we're going to do high school boys basketball. I'm going to write it down. We will not have it on TV or on your screen, but instead it will be right here. As you can tell, I got all my picks right here for it. First things first, Division 1 Northeast 1. Nordonia is going to be one of the big schools. So is Mentor. So is Hoban. Hoban's going to be a big one. And so is Glen Oak. I think those will be the final four schools that will be playing in the championship right here, as you can tell, as I have it written down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe if we can get a little closer on that. Sorry about that, folks. Nordonia played Glen Oak this season. Nordonia played Glen Oak, and Nordonia won that one 79-60. So in the case if they match up again in the district finals, that's something to note. And Mentor is currently 6-1 in Greater Cleveland Conference play, which goes to show you that they are not that bad. And Hoban will most likely be having a rematch against Glen Oak. A rematch, I'll write that down. Rematch. And Hoban won by 1 last time. And the Knights also lost to St. Vincent St. Mary earlier on in the campaign. And I think in the end, the Knights will be the champions. The Knights should pick up the win out there. They will beat Mentor in the district finals. This is what it looks like, folks, if we can.
Right.
Yes. Right here, as it's analyzed right there. Knights highlighted right here as district champions. Now time to go to District 1, Northeast 2. The two big schools, in my opinion, the Bulldogs and the Bulldogs. That's right, two Bulldogs. Green Bulldogs, Stowe Monroe Falls Bulldogs. Stowe, I think they're going to have a rematch with Twinsburg, of course. They face off against each other twice. In Game 1, Stowe won. Game 2 still yet to be played. So there is that. And Green, I'm thinking it's going to be a rematch between Green and Stowe for the district finals. And Green lost to Stowe 40-38 in the district, or not district finals, earlier on in the campaign. Jackson and Green, they split it 1-1 in the regular season this year. But in the end, I think Stowe's going to come away as the winners, as we have right here. Stowe, Monroe Falls circled on your screen right there. Time for Northeast Ohio District 3 in Division 1. A lot of good schools out here. Some of them, I'd just like to point out, St. Vincent St. Mary, Walsh Jesuit, and Louisville. Not to mention potentially Lyndhurst Brush. Brush, not that bad, the Arcs. But yeah, I think that University School, however, can make a good run in the champion, or in the districts, or to the districts, but they will run right into a buzzsaw called Walsh. Now, University School has been having some struggles this season. Looking up their record right now, they currently sit at a 10-9 record, which isn't too shabby. I think they could potentially knock off the Comets and then knock off Louisville and then make it to the district semifinals, excuse me. But St. Vincent St. Mary will be the team to look out for. But St. Vincent St. Mary did play Walsh earlier at Walsh this season. Walsh won that game. Anything you can do once, you can do twice. Walsh will be district champions, in my opinion. I think they will take down the Fighting Irish in what will be a game everyone should look out for. St. Vincent St. Mary's against Walsh. Pay attention to that game. That's what's most likely going to be in the district finals. That should be a fun one. Northeast Ohio 4, same division, D1. You got really St. Ed's, unfortunately. Why do I say unfortunately? Well, the Highland Hornets play Valley Forge. Doesn't sound that bad, right? School that's 9-9, not too shabby on the season, going up against a school that's 4-13. Should be a win for the Hornets. And then you have St. Ed's. At St. Ed's. Oh boy, that's. I'll be honest with you. I'll tell you if I feel confident in the Hornets. I'll tell you if I don't feel confident in the Hornets. I mean, I still think there is a good chance of an upset, but it is highly unlikely. But you never know what can happen. Unfortunately, I'm thinking St. Ed should have no problem with us. No problem against Midview or Elyria as well. They will probably be cooked to St. Ed's. No problem there. Meanwhile, it'll look a little more interesting in the second half of this, where Medina and Maple Heights are the two schools to look out for. They will be facing off against each other. Looking at Maple Heights' record, why not? And according here, Maple Heights sits at a 15-4 record. How about that? 15-4. Medina took a tough loss to Brunswick, and they won 47-45 against the Bees earlier this season. But I think this time Medina's going to have the edge, but they will ultimately lose to St. Ed's, who will come away as district champions. Hopefully Highland can pull off an upset, that would be nice. That would be perhaps the biggest upset in the history of Highland High School basketball, and that would be huge for everybody here. Well, Wadsworth, you might want to pay attention to this one. Northeast Ohio 5, excuse me. This one is looking a little more too school heavy, unlike Northeast 4, where it was one school heavy. It's going to come down Brecksville, Broadview Heights, and St. Ignatius High School, in my opinion, for the winner of the district finals. We do see some American Conference and National Conference teams, actually, 2 National Conference teams, being Brecksville and Wadsworth, and 1 American Conference school being Copley. Of course, I feel bad for Normandy and Garrett Morgan High School as well, because they will have to do the tall task to play Brecksville, and maybe an upset can happen there as well, but it looks like Brecksville should have, once again, no problem taking down Normandy or Garrett Morgan. Copley, Berea Mid Park should be a good game. Wadsworth, Lorraine should be a good game. I think Wadsworth, Solomon's Wadsworth's go-to guy. He's a senior, if I'm not mistaken now. Don't know where he's going to be playing college, if he's going to be playing college, but
Dayton Flyers.
Dayton Flyers. Solomon Callahan with the Dayton Flyers. Thank you, John. Which is D1. And that has the potential to get them all the way up to the districts, where we will have a national conference matchup between Wadsworth and Brecksville.
I'm sorry, I was wrong about that. I was thinking Dayton, but it's Wright State.
Wright State
Is where he's playing. Same city.
Yeah, I think it's the same conference as well. But yeah, looking at this, so Solomon's playing for Wright State. It's fine. And Brecksville has swept. Brecksville 2, Wadsworth nothing. I think Brecksville will win it again. And St. Ignatius should run all the way to the district finals and win the whole thing against St. Ignatius right here. So as you can tell, a lot of stuff up here as always. A lot of stuff down here as well. But now time for the last one in Division 1. Then we got Division 2 coming up. Just like Highland Valley Forge, just like Normandy, Garrett Morgan, North Royalton, Olmsted Falls will most likely be a game to see who gets eliminated to Garfield Heights, unfortunately. I think Garfield Heights will win the whole thing. More on that later. And not the state championship. Yeah, I don't know who's going to win that yet. But they'll win the district right now. We'll get to more on that later. North Ridgeville has an easy path against Lakewood or Rhodes High School. North Ridgeville, let's look at what they've done so far on the campaign. North Ridgeville, they are 15-3, my lord. And look at what they've done. Have they played Lakewood this season by the looks of it? No, they have not. But that's going to be a good matchup. They have a big test, North Ridgeville. Next Tuesday, they will be playing Nordonia. That will be a good game. And I think if they can win that game, they should be able to move on to the district semifinals. Cleveland Heights, Avon Lake is going to be a big matchup, and I think Avon Lake will win it. Then you have Brunswick. They'll be playing a winless Barberton team, which is much better than what their record says. Or they're much better than what their record says, I should say. And Brunswick will win. They will eventually go to the district finals. And then in the district finals, you got Garfield Heights. You got Brunswick. We'll see what everything looks like. Of course, earlier in the campaign, the Brunswick Blue Devils did take us down with these 76-32 over the Hornets. And the Hornets are not too shabby team. That is pretty impressive, I must say. Looking at it, did they play Garfield Heights this season? No. They do have Mentor next. They have Euclid. They have Solon. But I think the Garfield Heights High School will win it. So back here again. Whoops, sorry about that. Garfield Heights should win it. Now Division 1 is done with. We'll go to Division 2. Some Youngstown schools out here. First things first, Canfield. Looking at Canfield, Canfield has an easy path to get to the districts. They'll be facing off against Marlington if they beat Hubbard, which looks like should be easy considering the seedings. And I think they'll be playing Notre Dame Cathedral Latin. I think they'll be able to beat Madison and then beat Ravenna. Got an upset right here. Yeah, that's right. Back-to-back upsets. And then their magic is going to run out to the Canfield Cardinals. Their season will be done. Canfield will be moving on. And then you have, down here, you have two big schools out there. Alliance and Cheney. You know, as you might expect, Alliance and Cheney will be facing off, in my opinion, in the district semifinals. Pulling up what Cheney's done this season. If I can find them, they are right there. Cheney 10-8 on the season, but still not that bad. They've hung in games. They lost to CVCA by 5. They lost to Canfield by 6. And I think they'll face off again. And this time I think Cheney can pull off the upset. Cheney will get the upset over Canfield. And that will be all in Division 2, Region 1, or Northeast 1. Excuse me, this is not football. Northeast 2. You got a lot of good schools out here, a lot of Youngstown schools, including the Ursuline Fighting Irish. Ursuline number 1 in there. They sit at 16-1. Oh, ye gods. Look at what they've done so far on the campaign. They have only lost to Canfield. Only loss came to Canfield. So if they face off in the regionals, that will be a very good matchup, Canfield-Ursuline. Jefferson area will also be a good game. And I think Ursuline will be able to beat Jefferson area. And then down here you got Gilmore Academy, the Lancers. They're not a bad school, folks. Looking at pulling up Gilmore Academy, if I can. Gilmore Academy. And right here they are at a, 9-9 record, which isn't bad. But they have played tough schools this season. They've played St. Ignatius. They have played who else? They've played Walsh. Only lost to Walsh by 12. They lost to Hoban by just 3. They also lost to Lutheran West. So they've had a lot of tough schools. Who else have they faced off against? They faced off against Maple Heights and Cleveland Heights. So to say that they're a bad school is definitely wrong because they've played 6 schools that are noteworthy. I think Gilmore Academy can make a run to the district finals where the Fighting Irish will take it right here, as you can tell. There it is, Ursuline. All right, 3 more to go. Right here, I feel bad for Cloverleaf Bedford because the winner of that game is going to have to go up against Buckdale. Buckdale, always a tough school to take down, and I think they will win that one easily. Then they have Bay or Canal Fulton Northwest, 17 or 23. Buckdale should win that. And then you got Norton against Elyria Catholic. I'm going to try to pull up what they've done this season if they've faced off against each other. Norton right here. Norton just 9-10 on the season. They'll be playing VASJ. And have they played Elyria Catholic? No, they have lost to Wadsworth this season. They have lost to you guys. They have lost to Cloverleaf and won against Cloverleaf, but I think Elyria Catholic should take care of them. They'll take care of Cleveland Central Catholic, but the Buckdale Griffins will be your Division 2 Northeast 3 champions. Now we got 2 more to go. All right, Lutheran West, I think, has this one all said and done, but hold everything, folks. They have Revere, they have East. Lutheran West, they might be good. They are very good. But that will not be an easy task to take them on. Pulling up Lutheran West, the Longhorns, 18-1. Looking at some of their big wins this season, includes wins over St. Ignatius, Maple Heights. Maple Heights was earlier in the season compared to St. Ignatius. Their only loss this season came to Holy Name. Holy Name also in Division 2. We'll get to them in a second. They've taken down Gilmore Academy, of course. They've been Trinity. They've been Mentor. What else have they done? They have taken down Cuyahoga Heights, taken down Kirtland. They have Hoban next Friday. That's right, Hoban next Friday. That'll be a big game, Lutheran West Hoban. At Hoban, may I say. The winner of Firelands Buckeye will probably get crushed to Lutheran West, unfortunately. And I think Revere East is going to be a good game, but I think East will win. And the Lutheran West Longhorns will be your winners out there. Final district. And I think it's going to be Holy Name running this one, ladies and gentlemen. Pulling up Holy Name from Parma Heights, of course. That's right, Max Preps. Holy Name is 17-1. They are the number 2 seed out there. Looking at their lone loss this campaign, came to Strongsville at home. That's right, when they were hosting Strongsville. Kind of surprising out there. And then Benedictine will beat Lincoln West once again. That will just see who will ultimately fall to Holy Name, unfortunately. And then you have CVCA down here. Talmadge, of course, Talmadge did get swept to us in the season. Of course, Talmadge, a good school. They put up good fights against us in the season. But I think the Royals will win. And Holy Name will take down everybody in that district to become district champions. Now, trying to pull up where the OHSAA boys basketball, what do you call it, districts are. I don't know where they are yet. I do know that we got Northeast 1, if we can. Oh, you gods, I messed this up so badly. Northeast 1, that is going to be at Twinsburg. So, Twinsburg right there. Twinsburg, Northeast District 2. Let's go back. Northeast 2. Sorry if this is taking a while, folks. And then this will be Northeast 2 at Alliance. Alliance will be Northeast District 2. And then going to Northeast District 3. Pulling that up. That is going to be in Euclid. So Euclid, Northeast District 3. Looking at the time, don't have that much time left. We'll talk about the Super Bowl, but of course, we're losing time, ladies and gentlemen. Northeast District 4, St. Ed's is in that district, of course. That one's going to be, it will be at Lakewood. So St. Ed's won't have that long of a drive to deal with. Lakewood. And then Northeast District 5, where we see Brecksville and St. Ignatius. That will be a good matchup right there. Looking at that, that will be at Elyria. Of course, wish Highland would host some things, but of course, our gym, not really the biggest out there. That's for sure. Only 9 rows and fits 1,215 people, I think. I did the math. 1,216. Northeast District 6 is going to be one of my favorite gyms, the gym at Copley High School. Of course, we'll be playing Copley next Friday night to close out the regular season. And then looking at Division 1, or Division 2. Division 2 Northeast 1 will be at Boardman. Of course, these are all great gyms, may I say. And it's going to be fun to see who's going to win the whole darn thing. That will be very exciting. I will be looking forward to that. Looking at Division 2, Northeast 2, that will be at NDCL, where the Lions play. And then Northeast District 3, looking at that, that will be at Stowe. Stowe Monroe Falls definitely has a large gym for sure. I know I've never been there before, but from what I've seen of it, definitely looks like a good one, to say the least. And then Northeast 4, that will be North Ridgeville. And finally, Northeast 5. This dropped today, by the way. We didn't know heading into yesterday, so this is new stuff to me. Northeast 5 at Louisville. So that's all the stuff we have when it comes to D1 and D2. Gonna be a lot of fun. Good luck. And to quote urinating tree, don't get eliminated. All right, if I can pull that up maybe. Don't get eliminated. If I can find it. There it is. So, to all the schools, good luck, and 3 words, everybody, 3 words.
Don't get eliminated!
Yes, that is right. All right, that's all the time we have left on Tommy Maroon Sports Show. We did a lot, didn't we? Well, we'll finish up with Tommy's picks next week, and then Tommy's picks for the playoffs for actually girls basketball and boys basketball will be coming up soon in the playoffs. Till then, I'm Tommy Maroon. Peace out. So long.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.